Hello students, I am Dr. Madhulika, lecturer in Commerce, School of Management Studies, Indira Gandhi National Open University. First of all, I welcome all of you on behalf of my school. Students, everywhere we find there is cutthroat competition in our life. To get success in competition, one should plan his work and his program in a proper and systematic way. Similarly, in every office, organization, institute and other traders make planning for their work, projects and programs by email, e-business, e-filing and e-trade. So at present scenario, office management organization is a burning topic. In this session, we are going to discuss the modern office management undercomes AOM program, BDP program, AOM1 course, which we are going to discuss. We have a panel here, Dr. Subodh Kesarwani, lecturer in Commerce, School of Management Studies, Indira Gandhi National Open University. His area of interest is information technology, e-commerce, statistics and finance management. Now I handed over the floor to Dr. Kesarwani.
Thank you, Dr. Madhulika. This is a very interesting topic which we are going to discuss today, that is office organization management. Before going into the depth of this topic, I would like to explain that this is a application oriented course and this is for a BCom student. The topic which we are going to cover today is modern office management. Everybody knows office, about what office means actually. Office is a place where the group of people work, do for their organizations, which we will discuss in an elaborative way in our coming slides. If you see and how these offices are changing, there is a great paradigm shift into it. What we are going to talk about today is modern office management. In today's competitive world, when life is so complex and complicated, the only way of success is regular upgradation and hard work. So what I mean that offices should be updated, one should be changed according to the circumstances, according to the scenario. If we see the thoughts given by the management gurus, is that every management situation has a physical contest. Physical contest means there must be a building, and in that building there must be offices, means there must be an existence of an office so that organization can represent that this is the office where they can interact with the customers, they can interact with the buyers. So whatever the transactions in terms of financial transactions or a discussion is going on, that has to take place. So physical contest is very important. The office is a playing field. Playing field means we have an interaction, we have a great interaction, people from all the fields. An arena in which we conduct our business. the office environment is the outward and visible face of management, because office is basically giving the picture about the organization, how the organization works. Say like we have a school, different schools, we have got 8 to 10 schools. The school of management is one. So once we talk about school of management, the picture about the offices, about the directors, about the faculties where you used to sit comes into mind. So this shows that a physical existence of our offices. So when we say about school of management, we will say their offices is situated in block 1 and there are certain rooms into it. So block 1 is for the school of management. So this is basically, you can say, a physical form of the offices. If you see the thoughts given by the gurus in the areas of in this particular area about that people, organization and businesses are the challenge. Understanding the needs of people and organization is to understand the need for change, for flexibility, for a living and working environment, and for surroundings with which people can engage. It follows that there should be robust but also fun, that they should meet immediate needs and mature to accommodate their changing lifestyles. So what I am going to talk about is that there is a great paradigm shift in the offices. The modern office is far away from the brick and mortar system. Maybe it had a flavor of more technologies, more what you're talking about, more flavor of electronic commerce, email, e-filing and all. There is a great use of electronic equipments, technologies and information and communication technologies.
Dr. Subodh, I would ask you one question. This modern office management is different from conventional office management.
Exactly. When we talk about
how it is different,
there is a great difference. In my coming slide I am going to take that portion also in a big way. How because if you talk about the conventional offices and again you're talking about the contemporary offices, that is modern offices, how it had a difference. There is a great difference. Only there is not a difference of building, that you modify your building, you put a flavor of office automations, you install the softwares, and that is going to make a modern office. Modern offices requires a change of mindset also, a great mindset of the people, like more techno savvy people and more professional environment in the offices, like teamwork culture is there.
Exactly.
It has to be segregated into projects, and there must be a project leaders, there must be a team leaders, and that is going to tackle their particular job. And in that team there are certain forces who are working into it. So there is a gamut of people, and that gamut is led by one people. So that is called
and
as
they are working with
together in a particular projects. And
particular
once you incorporate all those projects, it take a shape of a organization, job profiles and all. So in my coming slide I am going to take over, because this is a very good question. Because when we talk about the traditional offices or the conventional offices,
because we had a typewriter,
yeah, exactly,
and clerical,
that
we
was
had a conventional idea that we
yes,
had
yes.
a typewriter and going
because if you talk about this modern offices, there is no one is a boss. No one is a boss. You have to take care of yourself.
everyone is working in a one room.
Yeah, if I have to go for the photostat, I don't feel shy to go, and I will go and take a photocopy from there. So the culture could be like that. It's a very healthy culture, very robust type of culture. So in that there is no, basically that designing should be like that. There must be a hierarchy for it, but that hierarchy should be maintained in such a way that every person is responsible for his job or her job. So it's because once we talk about the traditional offices,
and authority must be delegated
exactly.
into
Yeah.
subordinates also.
Yes, subordinates. But
so
it's,
these
but
people are also responsible for that
yes,
work.
yes, because their job has to be allocated, but in the meantime thing has to be centralized, because if these things are not centralized, there is a problem of like what work had been done, what work has to be carry forward and all. This has to be taken care of. So once we talk about this difference between traditional offices and modern offices, we will try to take some good examples which will make the picture more clear about the traditional offices, because what you have talked about, this typewriters and all, that was
And
the
dumped a file.
exactly the problem was that with the traditional office we have a less storage facility. We are not able to keep the backups of the records, because and whatever the backups we have in the black and white, we have in the files, and once there could be any casualty or say anything could happen, say if fire occurred and all, the whole data could be destroyed. So what the modern
Everything in conventional system, everything
Yes.
is manual.
manual, and once job had been assigned to particular person, if the person is not available, your job is hindered on that day, so you have to take care of that thing very. In the modern offices, these are the plus points, because in the modern offices we have websites, we have a data storage. Technology is playing a very vital role into it. We can keep the data. There is no repetitive jobs. Like say, here I would like to take a very good example. Say there is one organization and they have got 5 to 10 locations and different part of the country, in different part of the country. Say in one state there is one office and other state there is another office. Now
And a corporate office in Delhi.
exactly. So what they used to do, now there must be a repetitive job, there must be a general manager, there must be a manager of that area, there must be a manager of that city. Now job profile up to some extent are same, because whatever the job he is doing on that location, maybe same job is going on at that location. So one has to take care of that. If you have a modern offices, if you have a role of technology, you can accumulate the things very easily. You can accumulate the things very easily, and you can transfer the job which are repetitive one. Here I would like to take a very good example of a newspaper. What you can see in the newspapers, there are different, what you can say, the people who used to collect the informations and send it to the headquarters. Now, paper is going to come every day, and each day you have to, there are certain slots, there are certain spaces which has to be filled by the responsible person. Now if the person is maybe there are some data, there are some information which are common to that, and parallel what you can do, you have got a big force of people who are working exclusively for this paper, so you can allocate the jobs to them. Like the first page can be looked by the headquarters, in the second page few portions are tackled by this city wise. So ultimately what you can do, you can make the thing very much streamlined.
Next paper is an international paper.
Yeah, so you can make the things
page 3 is
page
everyone
3.
is
So you can streamline the things in a very well way, and with the help of email, like if you have a postal services, what we have in the conventional system, you have to transfer the data, and it will take some time. Hardly, if the journey is of 12 hours, it will take 12 hours to reach the data. But with the help of email, you can transfer the data very
within
easily.
seconds.
Like there are some international columns into it. In the international columns, physically it's very tough for the people to move and collect the data. So what they can do, they can collect the data, they can reform it, they can make it in a precise way, and then transform it, and then send it to the headquarter for the this attachment in the particular page.
If something is happen in America, immediately the news.
Exactly. Yeah. Now you see now how these news channels are coming up. So basically, whatever today's everything is in our hand. Whatever we want, we can go and access it, because technology is very sound. Whatever the database we have, that is automatically stored on the systems, on the server, so that, and once it can be stored on the server, it can put on the website, it can be easily available to all of you. I can give you a very good example. Yesterday I was sitting in my office, so I was expecting one courier from the international, from one of the country, I was waiting and waiting. Around 5 o'clock I received the courier. That courier was come from the DHL. DHL is a pioneer in the courier services. So I was shocked, because generally what we used to do, once we received the courier, and we used to wait for he gives something, some document, we used to sign it.
Exactly.
That fellow had not taken a sign from me. What he had done, he had got a palm tops type of things with him. He had accessed the number, he get all the details. Automatically he had sent the information to the headquarters, and he had got this what you can say barcoding reader bar guns, and with the help of that he can click that number and he get the access of that, and automatically that information had been floated within a seconds to all over the country. If the people sitting in
including
headquarters and the people who want to access whether his document has been delivered or not, with the help of DHL website, he can click on the customer care and put his number and get the information about that. So see basically how the things are changing nowadays. There is a great shifting of this technology is playing a very vital role into it. So I was shocked, I was very happy that look how the things are changing so much, because with the help of Palm Top he had streamlined everything. So this is basically a modern office where you don't have to visit to the DHL office to look after your courier. You have to go to the website, put your docket number into it, and once you get your docket number, automatically it will give you the status whether it had been right now where your document is placed right now, whether this is in the headquarter or concerned city, or it's in the transit, or it can in the what you can say it's in the movement, means people are going to deliver you within 1 or 2 hours. So look how technology is playing a very vital role. So this is called a modern office where you can where there is no requirement of brick and mortar, and you can no requirement of building and all. So in the coming time, gradually the things are moving up, and this modern office is going to play a very vital role in the organizations, because this is going to reduce the manpowers. This is going to enhance the efficiency of the people, and because technology is there. Previously maybe traditionally we were not incorporating all those things, but nowadays we have incorporated technology and getting a flavor of it. You see, DHL example is a very good example.
Exactly.
So what is the challenge right now? The challenge is rethinking the work process. Whatever the work we have to rethink it. We have to see it, how we can give a proper shape to our work culture, to our work process. Like, see, in India still there are some courier services who are following the traditional systems. You receive the courier, you sign on the documents, it will go. Generally there are a lot of malpractices. If your courier had been gone to the wrong hand, what will happen? You're not able to locate the things in a proper way. So the challenge is right now is this: we have to rethink the work process. And
because time has been changed.
Exactly.
Now.
Yet nobody had got a time to look after all those things.
All those hindrance.
This is the courier service is a very small examples. If you see, there are many examples. Like see how the credit card system is changing the life of the people.
Exactly.
Like what we used to do, we used to go to the billing department and submit our electricity bill or phone bills. Now what we are doing, with the help of credit card, we used to go to the concerned websites and log and give the payments and mention about our bill numbers and all, and it will be paid. So like that, railway reservation is a very good. It's upcoming. Nobody is going to nobody want to go physically and look after all those things right now.
Exactly.
So this basically this work process has to be rethink, and no doubt office environment should also be taken into consideration. Like work culture should be more advanced, more agile, more healthy. Like in the offices, if there could be a hectic schedule, say the office is of 8 to 8, or say there must be a sporting activity, so that people can engage themselves in the sporting activities. They can involve themselves and refresh themselves, so that because it's very monotonous to work for continuously 12 hours.
8 to 8.
8 to 8, and or rather we can say for 10 hours. And if they are involved themselves in the refreshment activities, and say they can have a gym facility,
they feel more relaxed.
More relaxed. So these are the things which has to be incorporated once we talk about the modern office. because there is no limit right now, because you can't say your modern office could be optimum type of, it could be like that, because if you see the today's scenario, today modern office is this, but parallelly the other organization is following a different culture. So it depends on organization to organization. What we can suggest, we can give them a glimpse about the offices, how the convention, this is the conventional offices, this is the modern offices. Now whatever the approaches are there, whatever the new concepts are in, should be introduced, that has to be taken care of from organization to organization. So it has to be vary from organization to organization.
So you can say corporate culture is a modern office management.
Yeah, it's a corporate culture, basically, like you see outsourcing and other there are a lot of outsourcing is going on from India. We have a lot of BPOs who are working on it. They have followed this modern office cultures. They are very much free into it, no time constraints, or job had been assigned to them. There has been certain time limits. You have to complete that projects in a certain time. It's immaterial whether you come from 9 to 5 or there is no time constraints, what I can say. So even we have a weekend on Saturday, Sunday, they are giving 2 half on other day. Means you can, if you have a work, you can work continuously. If you don't have a work, you can enjoy. So this is the culture basically coming up. So that's why I'm saying this modern offices is it's not confined to one organization, or it's not an ideal one. It's changed by circumstances, changed by time, changed by the different aspects, by location also.
And you know, company has filed their returns in from website also.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying this courier services, what we were talking about, this railway reservations and electricity bill, this is a very small thing. We are now involving what you had talked in the beginning about the electronic system, E.
Exactly.
This
everything is converted
e-payments
into
and all,
electronic
payments and all. So this electronic payment is basically something which had given a new shape to the modern offices. Maybe your offices does not exist in a physical way, but still it's working on the internet, because
on
websites and all, because whatever basically what the organized office is going to give. Office is going to give us a picture about what could be the shape of the office and how it looks like. And it's same thing if you're getting on your website, and if you are getting your services by sitting on your website, so it can solve the purpose. The basic purpose of the office is to this.
You mean office only requires one laptop?
No, it's not like that, because there are some physical work which has to be there also. It's not mean that you should depend or involve yourself into the technologies, because you have to keep the backups of that. There must be, because there must be a back office and front office, and office should be a good one if it had a combination of back office and front office. So what I mean that the proportion should be less, but we can't ignore one aspect. 70-30 should be there, because previously if you see the traditional offices, the ratio was 10 to 90, say 10% was the front office and 90% was the back office. But now the scenario had changed. So gradually, let the time come, say in the coming years, we can say this modern e-system can replace the existing systems or the traditional systems. So it's again depend on the time to time. So once we talk about I hope I have discussed a lot before going into the depth of this meaning of office, because we have talked more about the modern offices, but here I have covered about this the meaning of offices. The term office is commonly used to mean a place where all paperwork is undertaken. The common mass of an office is a place where some clerks and a few officers sit on chairs with a few files on their table doing some writing on paper. The viewpoint suggests paperwork, a definite place, a work of a routine nature. So this you can say a definition of offices. I have not talked about
modern offices.
But if we are going to add a technology into it, and what you have talked about, this electronic payment and other things, it can take a shape of a modern offices, because Modern offices more emphasize on the follow-up systems, more service oriented, more services to the customers, more dedicated, and this traditional offices lacks from this. So one has to very cautious, because today the time is of service. If you are good in your service, you are providing good services to your customers. You see, you can compare if you have got 2 credit cards and you are doing your e-transactions from the credit cards, and one credit card operator is providing you good services, you can obviously opt for the first one rather than going for the second one. So it's again depends, they used to charge some transaction fees and all. If this could be eliminated by the first one, you should go for the first one. So this is basically a game is of the service. If you provide a good service to your customers, definitely you got an edge to compete yourself into the market and provide a better service. So this has to be taken into consideration. So traditional view of the office. The traditional view of the office is, as I was talking about, now the thing had come in a black and white, so I will little bit talked about this traditional offices. The traditional view of the office is that office where work is concerned with the records of the enterprise. That is making records, using records and preserving them for future references.
You mean everything is in manual work?
Exactly. Preserving them for future references. Like previously the preservation of records was somewhat you can difference. Like I was talking about that they used to make the file, they used to keep the things in a black and white, no hardware and software, and ultimately what had happened, if there could be anything, if the person who is responsible for that job and he is not available at that juncture, so what will happen? Your work will hinder. So if you have this role of technology, if you have got the proper backup, proper storage, you can make the things very clear. So accordingly, the purpose of an office is to provide only clerical assistance to other departments. This was the traditional view of the office, that whatever they were work more as a facilitators, they were more involved into the supporting activities and other thing. It also suggests that office work does not involve any productive activities, as it consists of routine clerical operations. One has to be very cautious, means one has to very like you have to see that how there were no productive activity at that time, but now the time had changed. There is a great involvement of activity like what the office is doing right now. If you have, in my coming slides, if I get a time, I would elaborately cover how this offices is going to centralized office is going to bridge a gap between 2 departments. There is one production department, there is one marketing department and finance department. How they are going to bridge between all 3. They work as a facilitators. They used to look after how much inventory is required and how much inventory has to be floated into the market, and what are the financial implications, and there are many other departments. So the major job of the offices is to more involve themselves into the productivity, more involved, and see how the things are going to become smooth and streamlined. So basic job is right now is to give more emphasis to in bridging the gaps between all the departments. The modern view of the office is that office work is concerned with the administrative center of business, where relevant records are prepared, preserved and made available for the purpose of efficient management of the organization. This last line is very important, and made available for the purpose of efficient management of the organization, because if you have information, if you have a data, and if you are not able to make it available for me, for your say I am a head of one location and you are a head of another locations.
What do you mean by efficient manager here?
Efficient manager, because efficient management, because
efficient management
reason is that if you have a data, what I am trying to explain, if you have a data, if you have information and you are not able to incorporate those, amalgamate and served for when it is needed, it's immaterial for you. So the basic job of the modern office is to solve the purpose of this, and whenever the information is required, that has to be available to the particular location
at your desktop
or at the particular location. So this modern view of the office is to basically what I was talking about, to work more as a facilitators and try to incorporate the things, see where we are lacking, in our services, try to bridge it, enhance it. So this could be a modern view of the offices. If you see the scope of the office activities, what are the scope of the office activities? The office work is concerned with collecting, processing and supplying information to business managers who need it for decision making. Because if you have information and you are not analyzing it, if you are not making it streamlined to use it by the others, it's useless. Then why there is need of backup and storage? Once you are making applications, you are sending applications to the different persons. Say you have sent applications to 100 person. Now after 1 month you have to send that applications to another 1000 people. And if you have not got a backup, ultimately you have to do the whole job again.
Right.
This is a very small example. There are some jobs which used to take years to complete. And if you have got a backup of that repetition has to be avoided. So the modern office job has to be more into the decision making, work as a facilitators and other activities. The relevant record must be prepared, preserved and made available to the right person at the right time and in the right form. This is very important thing, because if because technology, no doubt everything has a pros and cons. If the technology is having a plus point, it has a negative point also. Because whatever the storage you have, if it's confidential one, it has to be shared by the other people. So whatever the information is there, that has to be,
and no one can access,
that has to be kept in such a way that the right person should engage himself in all these activities, and whenever we require that information, that has to be available. If we have information and we are not able to provide that information in the right time, it's useless. So, and in the right form, because whatever like I was talking about, if you have arranged the thing in a systematic way, and if you are not able to supply that information in right form, it's useless again. So right person at the right time and at the right form, these three things has to be taken into consideration once you go for the office activities and other things. So office activities connected with records management involve receiving various documents, copying and duplicating, filling papers, classifications of files, preserving files and locating reference quickly. Because if we have got a documents of the finance department, that has to be moved to the finance department. If we have got a document of the production department, that has to be gone to the production department. But the backup should be there, so that in a future reference, if somebody had left the organization, or maybe there could be a change in the top levels, or the concerned person had left the organization, in that case the thing should be available from the servers. That is basically a difference between the servers. Like what we have in computers, we have a servers, we have a clients. The major job of server is to store the things, and it could be say a gamut of all the clients. When we are working on our clients, we are accessing with the help of our clients. Say one computer is a client and another computer is a server. So whatever the working job is going on the clients, that has to be shared into the server. So once, if there could be any problem in the clients, that automatically we can generate and extract the data from the servers. So this is basically the approach of keeping the backup. So this has to be keep in mind. Preserving files, locating references quickly. So because modern office, if you see the functions of modern offices, there are two basic functions of modern office. One is primary function, other is administrative management functions. The major job of the primary function is to receiving and collecting information. Whatever the information we have, we receive it and collect the information. Then we have organizing information. once
You
we
have
have
to divide in primary function and next is
exactly. There are
administrative
two functions
management,
of this modern
basically.
offices, primary and administrative.
Right.
In the primary function, we used to do the primary job, that is receiving and whatever the data has been received. Like, say, let's take an example of a credit card payment system. Okay, you are paying your electricity bill with the help of credit card. Now you have logged on to the website. You have gone to the website and you have put certain informations with the help of your login name and password that you have done. So this is basically a primary function.
Okay.
What we had done into it, we have received and collect information. Now we have received the information, we have collected the information. Now we have organized information. Like now organizing information means when your next bill is going to due, and what are the things, storing informations. When you have like you have paid the you have given the payment through electronically. Now we have stored the information. So if you want to see, like in the case of credit cards, if you want to get your bill, like in the last month, how much financial transactions I had done. So how you can get the information if the data had been stored in the server, in the credit card server's website, or in the servers where they had stored the information. So this is basically a job of the storing information. Now supplying information. Now data had been stored. Since you asked for the last 10 months transaction, so they are supplying you the information. So
last 10 months.
Last 10 months, because ultimately they used to give you the bills, but if you want that last 10 months transaction, they will give you, because if they have a data with us, they are going to give you. So the primary function.
So we will have a soft copy also and hard copy also.
Exactly. We have a soft copy that you can do it accordingly, because once you have a thing in the soft form, you can convert into the hard form very easily. And the second function is administrative management functions. In this, there is communication, safety and security. Like there are certain gateways. If you heard about the gateways, this gateway is going to tell you about that whether the real person, genuine person is logging or not.
Gateway means channels.
Channels which you give the payments. Like if you go for your railway reservations, once you fill all the information, then you go for the payments. Now when you are going for your payments, in that case they are certain numbers through certain numbers. That number is given is only known by you, because they had sent you all the confidential data, and that security is looked after by the administrative management function. So systematization and cost reduction, no doubt, because sometimes what happen, they are giving you the option, if you go for the hard copy, they will charge this much extra. If you won't go for the hard copy, like if you go for the e-bills, they will, electronic bills, they will pay you only, they will eliminate that portion. So systematization and cost reduction is the job of the administrative management functions. Then we have public relations. Public relations, like say you are a holder of credit card, as say you are a holder of SBI credit card, I am not.
Yes, right.
They have the customer care executive had contacted you and asked for the references. You have given the references.
So credit card holder access to customer care.
No, customer care executives, since you are an old customer, they had asked you, can you give us some references? So you have given the certain references. With the help of that, they used to make the relations with you, like some benefits to you, and they are going to make the another customers. So this is basically job of the office personnel administrations, like planning, coordinations. So basically planning is done to make the system streamlined, to make it smooth. So this is
and in a proper way.
In a proper way. So once they accumulate all those, once they do all those things, they used to accumulate and see whether the things are going well or not. So and coordination planning go simultaneously. So this is basically functions of the modern office. So if you see the modern tools, what you were talking about in the beginning, that is conventional tools are word processors, spreadsheets, simple data managers. In general, if you see, in the conventional system we used to make the records. That was in a black and white, kept in a file. Once the file display misplaced, the problem occurs. So here what happened, we used to work on the word processors. We have got a Microsoft Word, we have got the other word processors, Word notepads and other thing. We have got spreadsheets like Excel spreadsheets. It's very big. There are 1,000 rows and 1,000 columns. You can accordingly make the things into it. Simple data managers which can make your data storage more easier and more planned. More advanced facilities like email, role of internet, websites, login name and passwords which are given. So more advanced facilities. These are the modern tools which you can incorporate once you go for the modern offices. So integrated office environment, multiple sessions in different windows, single environment, automatic info movement, email to database to graphics, multimedia capacity, project management, Office 2000. So Office 2000 means right now we talked about Microsoft Office. There are other offices also. Now, since you have asked a very good question in the beginning, I was planning to come up on this slide and try to explain this with the help of this slide, that how this conventional office is different from the modern offices. In the conventional office, we more talked about the routine jobs, processes, individual task, alone, places, central, transport, office, hierarchy and data. Whereas in the modern offices, we are more projects oriented.
There is no routine work.
There is no routine work. There are certain projects. Gamut of people are involved in that projects. They can look one projects, and once the project completed, they get a reward on basis of that. Their performance appraisal is done on that basis itself. In that projects there are certain team leaders are there, project leaders rather we can say, group work and teamwork are there. Like what we used to do in our study materials. We have got a gamut of experts who can contribute on the particular units. Then we used to work in a group. Our school of management, our faculty of school of management used to work on that chapters, on that units exclusively and try to contribute. So this group work and teamwork environment should be there, and it should be interactive. You have suggested any point, we used to incorporate that. It should be two-way. We have found any creativity, we try to make our cover page more agile and more dynamic, we can give our contribution. So this is basically a more interaction, more involvement of the faculties, networks, more involvement of the ICTs, information communication
Modern
technology.
office management requires teamwork.
Exactly. Dispersed communications, work setting, participation, knowledge, more knowledge base, more interactive. If you have a good discussion, if you have a debatable type of environment, you can make the thing very healthier. You can you get a best out of it, because it had a involvement of everyone. So a revolution in working practices should have a flavor of technology driven, information everywhere, management driven, creativity replacing control. The changing world of design, when we talk about designing with time in mind, designing for mobility, variety change, designing to no single or fixed solutions. So learners, I hope I have given a very good explanation about the modern offices, and what I maybe I will redundant once I will get out from here, go out from here, because in our when we go for our when we have our next presentations, maybe some new thing had come up. So
exactly.
At that time we have to talk more about the new things, more about the technologies, and more about the other things. So what I mean to say, this modern offices requires lot of updations and other approaches. With that, I was trying to cover the major portions regarding this modern offices, but time is short, so I have to wind up my session. maybe in our coming future, if I get an opportunity to cover the topic like this, modern offices, I will try to cover the remaining part. Thank you.
Thank you.